E3 2018 was supposed to be a coming out party for third parties and Nintendo Switch, or at least we thought it would be. Turns out that wasn't quite the case. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switch Force. Gabe is here, and while Nintendo's mainstays showed incredibly well and looked to be very fun, very big sellers, and make up a very solid Q3 and Q4 for 2018, the third-party stuff has been quite disappointing. I think by this time in the life cycle, this second full E3, we expected there to be quite a bit more. And there were some, but is this worrisome that the Switch isn't getting anywhere near as much as we thought?
Yes and no, because there's still a lot of third party happening, right? We're going to touch on the things we've played that are new and that got recently announced and recently released here in a bit. But if we look at Crash and we look at Dark Souls and Wolfenstein, there's still third party support. It's just not as much. And the fact that nothing was announced is the worrisome part. And
yeah.
So, I mean, nothing new announced as far as third party goes in any major way.
I fully expected there to be a big third party inclusion in the Direct. And, you know, they talk some indie stuff. They reference Dark Souls again. And we got, you know, Daemon X Machina, which looks to be cool. Mm-hmm. Don't have a lot of information there. But I fully expected like either a Fallout 3 remaster or something new from Ubisoft.
You got Fallout on Switch. What are you talking about?
We got Fallout Shelter.
Oh, okay.
Elder Scrolls Legends. Fortnite, which is a great one. I know it was spoiled the heck and back, but that's a good inclusion.
If that would have been a surprise, like the leaks hadn't happened.
Oh yeah, because they pushed 2 million downloads in the first day, which is incredible.
Huge.
That's going to go big. You know, the PS4 Epic account issues aside, it's great that there's crossplay. It's great that the voice chat is plug in a pair of headphones. I'm not impressed by Team Sonic Racing, and there are games like you mentioned, Crash and Wolfenstein. Those were announced so long ago.
Yeah.
The stuff to look forward to for the next 12 months, right? There really wasn't much. And, you know, we start Ubisoft conference off with the Trials announcements. Like, oh, they're going to go all in, right? Mm-hmm. Or, oh, EA, this is the year that they're going to bring over their sports titles. Everybody was pretty quiet and didn't echo a whole lot of confidence. We saw, like, the Unravel developers say, like, we just don't have the staff. It takes a lot of work. We saw EA give weird reasonings for why Madden's not there and why NBA's not there. I gotta say that it surprised me. Yeah. I thought maybe not exclusive, but there's no major franchise this fall coming to Switch outside of Lego, and there's probably a few that we're forgetting or that will come up. But
Mega Man, I'll throw that out there, I guess.
It concerns me, and I think you look at this either two ways. One, that the Wii U and the concern for Nintendo Switch is still running its course in the sense that games take a while to develop. So even once they saw the success of Switch, mm-hmm. maybe stuff just isn't ready. Or you look at it and you say, this just is what the Switch is going to be, and that the third-party support is going to be on the indie front. Because if we say third-party support from a AAA standpoint, it is worrisome. If we say third-party support from an indie standpoint,
we're good.
They're doing phenomenal. So it's just that third-party AAA support that isn't there, and perhaps that's just sort of the way of the world for Nintendo, and there's nothing that can be done. I guess the third is when you start hearing that it is very time-consuming and difficult, are there elements... I've heard some rumors about, you know, Ubisoft and EA not being happy with the online and where that's at. Again, a weird omission that Nintendo didn't really reference that at all. Smash is December, so it's not going to launch alongside that. Fortnite is out now.
Well, what Ubisoft game would they particularly need some robust online for?
Well, I guess it's just if you're looking at franchises that they have in terms of like, okay, not saying these would have came, but Crew, Division, things of that sort, you know, not having that when, you know,
I don't think
Rainbow, Ghost Recon, but I know, but in terms of their games, they're pushing for games as service, they're pushing for these online big worlds, that's kind of where they're headed.
Yeah.
And that's not something that Nintendo is really that focused on.
There are some smaller third-party things happening that just for, you know, clarification to make sure that we talk about everything. Dragon Ball FighterZ. Mm-hmm. We also have the My Hero game coming. Mm-hmm. And we wish that the new Bandai Namco fighting game, Jump Force, yeah. Which would have been great for the channel, Switch Force.
Yeah, there we go.
Jump Force would have been very cool. That game is beautiful. That game is like really good to look at. I know fighting games might not be your favorite thing, but right. It's a beautiful, beautiful game. That's not coming. But certain companies are trying. It seems like we know that Bandai's gonna have some more things in the pipe. That they have Switch exclusives in the works. So
it's just weird to keep hearing that and then not really seeing the results. And I think we were to the point of like, okay, it's not going to probably be like, oh, Assassin's Creed, or it's not going to probably be, the big franchise from EA or the big franchise from Activision. But I think we were in this mindset like, we're going to get some cool ports, and we didn't. We got none, really. No new ports announced, which was odd. I mean, we called it on the Nintendo front. Like, high five for that. There was no Wii U ports mentioned during this show.
No ports at all.
But, like, Dark Souls still isn't out yet. We thought Fallout would be there in some capacity. I mean, we even talked like collections from other companies, and those didn't appear. There was the Persona rumor that people were thinking about, and that didn't,
here's the
nada.
thing. Here's the thing, and it's so difficult with Nintendo. They love making directs, right? Like, I'm sure we get another direct before the end of the year. Like, they sparse these things out. So at any given moment, they can be like, hey, a direct focus on great third-party games coming to Nintendo Switch. Boom, here.
It just felt weird that there was less third-party support and oomph this year than last.
Focus on the big things. You have Fortnite coming. Focus on that. Dark Souls is going to be pretty big for them, I think. You focus on that.
Still no date.
Yeah, but people want to take that with them.
Absolutely. I mean,
that game's coming soon. Like, I don't. That game's not like at the end of the year.
It's just very odd to not see the Switch has sold since last E3. The Switch has sold super well. The Switch has proven to be still, I think, the darling of the industry. The Switch has proven to be a lot of people's favorite console. It's a very big console, even for PS4 and Xbox One players as a secondary. But why? I guess that's just what I want to know. Like, what is the return on investment not that great? Is it still just that awkward, hey, this is a Nintendo system and we don't feel it's in the same category as, obviously like the PC, PS4, Xbox One? The things that like Sony is doing with their exclusives are so mind-blowing. I just would love some explanation, and to me it felt so odd. I do think it's worrisome. I maintained this all year that if Nintendo didn't show strong third-party support at this E3, will it ever come? And I think that's now got to be a possibility. It's got to be an option that we'll get great indie support, we'll get a few things spread out. Ubisoft talk about how they love the Switch. I mean, they threw in Skyrim on Switch as in part of Bethesda's conference, so they act like they're all about it. But the proof is in the pudding, and there was not even enough pudding for me and you at this E3.
You can have all the pudding, but yeah, for the most part, the companies that are really supporting the Switch are at this point like Bandai and I guess Ubisoft. I mean,
Square says they have a division coming.
Yeah. Well, Square with the RPGs are killing it on that front. Like, Octopath Traveler I'm more and more excited for. I'm sure they're going to have other RPGs coming. So they have a very nice niche there. But I've always been of the mind state where I'm not going to be that concerned. If this is the state of the Switch where we get some third-party support, right? I don't expect everything. But if there is a few titles a year that I'm interested in this year, again, just to name some of the ones I'm interested in. Dark Souls, Mega Man, Crash, those three alone, pretty cool. Wolfenstein's coming, and Dragon Ball. That's 5 games that are not out that I'm still excited that are coming from third party on Nintendo Switch. And that's because I play games on a lot of other platforms. I play on PC, I play on PS4. So
I think the other side of the coin is just I was excited this was a chance to finally get them.
Right? I've always told you that I didn't think that was happening. And you guys told me I was wrong, and then I wasn't wrong, but it's okay.
It seems like it was in the works, and it seems like the cards had fallen correctly. The sales were there. We did see Nintendo stock drop immediately after the Direct. So I don't know how you read into that. We're not businessmen.
They are so reactionary.
Yeah.
Like, when something great happens, boom, shoots. Sky high. Something a little bit not great happens. Oh, it's tanking for a little while. Like they are very reactionary with that stock.
And I do wonder if it's sort of like a case in which you got Pokemon and Smash Bros coming for the holiday season. So do other companies say we don't even want to mess? We don't want to even be around that. I mean, there's plenty to go around, but is it still this weird? Are we still in this weird state of mind where it's like, oh god, can't compete with the Nintendo first party? Those titles sell so well.
There's a lot of time between then and now. I mean,
it's odd and it's frustrating, I think, from a AAA standpoint.
But isn't it? Because
it is.
Dude, every month has something third party.
But nothing new, and that has to be worrisome.
Sure.
The games you're mentioning, previously announced, and this is the big time. And maybe we'll get a Direct and there will be something cool that sneaks into the fall. That would be fantastic. I was bummed. I'll be blunt. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I was bummed, and I think it is a bit worrisome going forward, especially for those players that look at the Switch and say, I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan, I'm not the biggest Zelda fan, but I really like the idea, and I want stuff to play. I hope you like Fortnite. I really hope.
Yeah, yeah.
I really
well,
hope you're into
I
that.
completely understand what you mean. Like, I can see why like people are worried. Like, yes, it's not a good thing that third parties are having a rough time on Switch. I mean, they're selling well. The ones that do come for the most part. Like,
we are getting NBA. I guess let's not forget that. We'll make sure we
Yeah.
mention that NBA 2K19 is coming to Switch, and hopefully that runs and plays better than last year and continues to be a sports title on the Switch. Let us know your take in the comments down below. How did you feel about the basically omission of new AAA third-party games for Switch at E3 2018? Does it really bother you? Do you not care? Do you think this is worrisome? Are you totally fine just playing first-party and indie? Do you think it changes at some point? I'm beginning to think it doesn't. And I think I will still continue to hope that it does.
yeah.
And be that foolish gamer that always thinks, oh my god, we're going to get this and that, just because the promise is there. But I'm beginning to wonder if this is sort of, as you said, the state of the Switch. Let us know your take in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest from this system, no matter what comes out. We've got you covered. Follow us on Twitter and Discord. We've got more E3 action headed your way all week and beyond. Until that time, everybody, thanks again for myself and Gabe. Have a fantastic day. Switch Force out.